Looks like that time of the week has come around again where I need to crank out another video. And I decided, because I've waited way too long to do this, it's now Sunday afternoon. Let's see if I can get one done today. I'm going to do one of these HO ones over here. And I've been kind of working on it, and I decided we're going to do this one right here, a Mehano. And it was probably imported by AHM or IHC. I thought I had the box for it. I'm not sure if it runs or not. The majority of my stuff that's up here on the layout don't run. Either that or they've had a video made of them 5 years ago or 3 years ago, and then they sit, and then they won't run because the wheels are all, okay. It's about as hard to put on the rails as a big boy is. Oh. And got hung up on the front trucks on a switch? Come on now. Oh yeah, we're stuck. Well, if it needs anything, it needs some service. It needs to be lubed. I've never done anything to it, so everything that I always want to use, we want to make sure it's been well taken care of before I try to put it back to work. So let's take it apart and root around in there, see what it takes to make it run, see how it runs, how does it run, you know, the deal. Well, here it is in all of its glory. Do these things lock down? Seems like they should. As usual, we're going through this together for the first time. I never work on these. I don't think I've ever worked on one thing the same twice, but I never worked on this. So we're gonna see what goes on here. I think now something's loose in it. I can hear it. There, the body's trying to come off as I open it up and continue to drop it with my big hands here. One end there. I think there's some more locks that are right up in this area here. I just can't get my finger in to spread it out enough. It's like it comes apart and then I mess it up and then it goes back together. Why, God? Oh, would you look at that? It can actually pick up from these pantographs the way that it is in there. And it's got a switch right over here. Oh, wow. So you can tell it what to do here or this way. Well, we got to desolder that. I didn't expect that at all. Wait a second. I got to get this big chisel tip off there and get my little tiny delicate to get in there and work on that. I love the soldering iron. It's actually a soldering station because it gets warm like right now. I don't think it really needed to have functional pickups up here, but whatever. That's all it took to get that out the way. I see that the fingers are bent on it, horribly bad. To tend to that. Now this is a surprise. Dual motors and directional lighting because of that diode right there. That is unexpected. One big weight. What does this weigh? 1 pound, 5 ounces. There's a lot of wiring going on in here. Mostly because of the light, looks like to me. Pickup right there. Pickup over there. This looks like a clip going through here. Maybe holding the trucks in. It's in my way. Uh-oh. What is this? This is that thing that was rolling around, making noises. What is that? Good Lord. Where did it go? Ah, it's a pin that came off this front truck right there. It's supposed to go right in there. Shoot. It's kind of holding the whole thing together. Ah, I knew it. I knew there was something wrong. That's why I found that on the eBay for so cheap. See, it works, but then it don't. Here's some sort of clip holding this motor in here. Yeah, it's got a hook down under here. So we lift it and unhook it. Pull that, yeah, okay. So it's got the motor and the wiring and the drives in it. Here's our cute little drive line. That's kind of clipped in there. It's interesting that the balls line up instead of being at a 45-degree angle. Little dog bone drive line. I'm almost positive that this clip right here is probably the same as this one, where we just got to open it up here on the bottom and then unclip it, slide it up. Got to get this flashlight out so I can get in there and see it. I'm telling you, I got enough light over here to give myself a sunburn, and I still can't see into some areas sometimes. This aging thing is not making me happy. This comes off a lot like the cover on a, oh, yeah, just like the cover on a blue box. So it looks like this. And I'm sure that truck's gonna just drop out the bottom now. Well, no, because it's got more stuff holding it in. There's something underneath this weight right here. But I wanted to get these covers off so I can get these wires out of the way so I can get that weight out of there. Is kind of what my overall goal is so far. It's not working well, but that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Let's work on getting this one out. My eyes are really fighting me because the more light I put on it, then the more my eyes dilate, or the opposite, they get smaller. It makes it tough fighting these things. Oh, okay. The second one, we got it out of there. Now I think we can maybe get these things out better. One screw there, one screw on this big weight. And I'm hoping, oh, that is a chunk of metal. Yeah, look at that monster. Here's our dilemma. Did you really? He fell down inside that crack. Okay. This little screw and washer holding that truck cover in. This design right there. This is what's broken off, so we can fix that. I knew there was something wrong with this thing. I just couldn't quite figure out. That's probably why it hung up on that turnout, because of the way that this is, and it wasn't pushing down on it very well. Pickups on both sides. Very neat. How do we get into it though? I want to root around. Does this go backwards? Does this go forwards? Yep. Oh, now, oh, dang it. We got grease, and we've got gears that just fell out. We're going to desolder those wires there, but I think I'm going to draw a picture of what I'm looking at here, just a crude one, and the pickup blue, and then it's going to be red on the other side. So I can put those on correctly. Wipers, sure. I guess these gears, I love it when it just falls apart quickly when I'm not looking. Can we get this off fast? Yes. So we don't want to tear up the plastic, melt it. It seems like this truck, it should open up more. Something's happening. Okay. Oh my God, there's a lot of gears in there. Jeez. These upper ones, what's going on here? That is a absolute, that's just unnecessary. I'm attempting to put this back so I can see how it went. How does it go? Have you ever, this is exciting to see that there's just so much stuff going on. 3 idlers, and then 5 gears up in the top here. These 2 done fell out. That is an absolute, just tons going on. This grease is in really good shape. The larger one was down at the bottom in the front. So there's 3 that are smaller, and then that one, and then these 3 idlers. Unbelievable. Plus the wiper pickups, which come off out of the truck if you wanted to. And the worm gear. That's a lot going on. Now that I've took it apart, I got to clean them all up. And I think we use the ultrasonic with some simple green. It's just a degreaser to degrease all these things, put them in a Ziploc baggie, flash them off real quick. I got to get that thing warming up. We got to glue this pin back on the truck up here. Hopefully that'll stay. This is exciting. We're going to use the non-tactical Q-tips here to get the big stuff off. Give it just kind of a wipe down. Ugh. Throw it all in a baggie. Give it some simple green. Get that warming up with the water. We go to 105 Fahrenheit. We'll give her 5 to 10 minutes. Pour them out of a bag into a little screener here. Give it a rinse. Throw them out here to dry them off. Then we can inspect them and re-lubricate them. This here particular GG1 is made by Mehano. Well, the whole full word is Mehano Technica. Out of Slovenia, which used to be the former Yugoslavia. And it was imported by IHC. And this is from their recent premiere series of locomotives. And this one has got a upgraded dual drive motor unit in it compared to the other ones, which is a single drive. This particular IHC or Mehano shell is often mistaken for the old River Rossi GG1 shell. This shell is actually made by Pemco. So Mehano got a hold of the Pemco shells. And Pemco kind of, from what I understand, had a tendency to copy other people's work instead of kind of making their own stuff. So that's why it resembles the Rivarossi shell. Now this one does capture the correct scale length of the GG1 because they didn't shorten it up to make it navigate 18-inch curves on it. So it's the full length hoods on it, unlike the Tychos or the Varney's Lifelikes, which are a little shorter. The 80-foot, 4,620 horsepower GG1, it had a 10-year production span from 1934 to 1943. Well, that's only 9. Goodness gracious. Apparently they built 139 units of them out there, and they all belonged to the Pennsylvania Railroad. They became Penn Central units after the merger with New York Central, and then they became Conrail units after yet another merger. We all know that story. Many of them were sold to Amtrak and the New Jersey Transit. Is that right? Yeah. They were rated for 4,620 horsepower, but apparently they could be jazzed up a little bit and make them squeeze out 9,500 horsepower. And electric motors in them. Goodness. They were all retired by the early 1980s due to their 50 years of service life, millions and millions of miles put on them, where they ended up getting cracked frames on them. They were just completely hammered out. Apparently there's still 16 GG1s that are surviving right now in static displays in museums, some with their original PRR paint on them. There's been a lot of talk of trying to restore one, but apparently it's incredibly cost prohibitive because of hazardous transformer fluids that are inside of them, structural fatigue on the frames, and then they also run off of a 25 hertz AC overhead wires, which they're not using anymore or something like that. So they're kind of a oddball. I always think it's weird that they used to be able to make stuff, but now they can't. But the stuff they made was highly poisonous, and now it isn't. But okay. Always something going on out there, isn't it? Now that we've got everything kind of slowed down to a stop right now, halfway through the video, now's an excellent time to put in Classic Model Train's Classic Model of the Week. Do you guys know who this is? If you do, put in the comments down below. If you don't, hang out to the end and I'll let you know. Let's get back into getting this thing put back together. Here's all of our truck components now, cleaned up, no grease on them, ready to be reassembled. We're going to use the old Super Lube. Give it some fresh, multi-purpose synthetic grease in there. So this is going to face in this direction. It's going to face that way. So our input is going to go like that because I'm looking at this one. If I can pull these back, we can get just a little bit of grease up underneath this bushing. And I see it's also got its own thrust washer on there. Very nice. Oh, scoot this one back. Get some grease in there. This is going to go out the short end like so. Oop, what happened here? What's going on? That didn't work. That's better. Doesn't look like I got all the old grease cleaned off this one very well at all. On this worm, you know, these are the gears that go in the upper part, and these are the gears that go down under here. And one of these has got 2 gear faces on it. And I know that this one goes right underneath the worm gear because I had to look at the computer to see that because I didn't even notice it until I had it taken apart and almost put back together again. So he's going to go there. And then this one's larger than the other 2. And I'm just taking shots in the dark here. I'm looking at this image right here as I reassemble this because it came apart fast and it was dirty and we're just learning. So we just kind of learn as I go. Give these bushing areas down here some lube. So I'm going to go with these 2 smaller gears in this area over here. I'm probably going to have to pull this one out. We're going to put this small one here. We're going to put this small one here. And then we're going to put this larger geared one here. Then we're going to put this back in here. And then we're going to put the lid on. But before we do that, we're going to grease up these bosses right through here. So if I got my cards right, this is going to go in here. And if I turn this, all these gears are going to turn. Yay. So now I'm going to lubricate up these gear faces now. Put a little grease, spin the input, turn them some, put a little grease, spin the input over and over and over. This big blob here ain't doing anything. So there's no reason to over grease these. I don't need to pack this full. Then you can see all the gears have kind of a shine to them. So that means you got the gear, you got it done. Now all these are bushing areas. So we're going to put some grease all through here and do the same on the other side. There is a lot going on this thing. Most complicated truck I've ever seen. I ain't kidding. Do these all seem to be the same? No. So we're going to put one there, one wheel there, and then this wheel we're going to put it in there. So we've got these three, one there. Come on now, work with me. That one goes in first, okay, because it's got a deeper groove to it. Okay, and all them gears, they're all the same. All right, for some reason I thought they were a little bit different. We're going to grease these guys up now, and I don't think I can spin it. No, because they all want to lift out. Yeah, nothing's around to hold them in. This long slot, short slot. Short slot will go over the top of that. Long slot will go over the top of that. Dang it. Dang it. So now we got to do it again. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to fight that because I didn't get my pickups put in right. And then I take it apart upside down. Get the pickups put in there. Boy, I bent the heck out of them. I'll come back when that's all assembled. That's how not to do it, but things to look out for is make sure you keep your wheels in so the pickups are behind the wheels. That wasn't too hard to get figured out right there. Spin them around, get that grease all moved around in there. We did get that pin glued on really nice with this plastic weld stuff. That's going to hold well. Of course, I didn't pay attention how this was in there. I kind of dropped a lot of stuff. We need to get these wires soldered on, and then I'll get this truck dropped in. Show you guys how that's done. Should be pretty straightforward. Wire the wires on, put this in like this. Then we're going to put it in. Sure. What a nightmare. Blue goes here. Red is going to go over here. It's dropped in like this. I spent 10 minutes fumbling around trying to figure out how to get that in there. Time and time and time again. And it was... I'm going to try to edit it out as best I can, but it's going to be kind of choppy because I would put it in and something else would fail, and then I do this and I do that. And it was a hassle. Trucks kept dropping out the bottom, and I kind of, wow. Yeah, this will be kind of a tough one here, but we'll see if we can clean this up and make it where I can relay some decent information. It was a hassle. I'll tell you that right now. Get back into it. Or can I put the truck in first? And then this? Sketchy at best. Like this. Truck in. Truck sort of in. Come in. Front tab. Oh my God. Rear tab's easy enough. We got to get the front tab in on the truck. And then the back tab. Okay, there. Now, that was the magic mixture. Now my rear motor fell out. I'm really losing it here. It's kind of frustrating. I think I'm going to put these clips here because it keeps falling apart as I touch things. The motor's got to be dropped down to get this in. This one's all put together. Let's put this clip on to keep this from falling out so that can't go anywhere anymore. Now I see that you got to get the motor in like this because that input shaft has got to get up. And then you can thread this thing on it. Get the front tab in, then the back tab, set it down. Wires are coming up where they're supposed to. I'm just kind of saying this more to myself than anything else. Now, we'll put these screws in with a washer that holds the truck frame in. That's going to help this thing from not falling apart all over the place. Hopefully my glue stuck well. Fantastic. We're going to give this motor just a touch, just a little peck right through here. That's almost too much. Spin it, let it get worked down in there. Little taste right here. And we'll work on getting this motor back in, this one up in here. Put this drive line in, get this drive line in this motor. Come in like this. It should push down and then lock in. And then we're going to be done with this side, this one side. It actually looks easier to work on than it is. God. All right, there. Jeez. So let me take this clip off again here, which is already loose, I see. We're going to take that truck apart, clean it, lube it up, and we'll come back, give it a test shot on the track. And after a little while longer, This one went a lot easier, you know, easier row to hoe because I've already done it the first time. Here we got it sitting on the tracks. Let's see what it looks like. It ain't nothing to write home about because we've already played with it once and it ran really nice, and it's going to run really nice now too. Except for it doesn't hang up on the turnouts. And the directional light's working, but you really gotta slam it to get them to show up, you know. Because incandescence. Let's get the body on, get this thing something to pull. Turns out if you just know how to put these things down, there's a little finger here and here, and you put it in, you kind of rock this thing a little bit back and forth, and it latches into those. You just kind of, you lock one half side in over here, and then you roll this back, and then you lock this other side in, and then there. Now they're down. So we're going to put this in gasoline mode, not electric. Solder this dang thing back on in here. Is that it? That was it. Okay, I guess that was it. All right, let's get her on the track and give her something to pull. Sure. And then we got like $600 worth of Tyco boxcars. $600? What are you talking about? Well, those are the lawsuit boxcars, the very, very rare Tyco cars that they put out, and then they didn't get the permission for stuff, and then they got sued, and they had to recall them, and they were supposed to destroy them all, but some still got out, and that's why they're really, really expensive. And then we use an AHM caboose over there, just to make it just so everything's strange. Loving it. Loving it. I'm a little late on doing this one, it seems. Probably should have done it around July or June. But I guess I was doing something else, thinking about something. I don't know. That one turned out pretty nice. It was a good runner to begin with. Mehano, I've never ran into a bad one. They are kind of an underdog that nobody gives them the appreciation that they should have. This is a super, super nice one. Our classic model of the week is Michelle Carey, 40s, 50s, silver screen movie star. I had a feller that sent me in a whole bunch of candidates for classic models from the 40s and 50s because I don't know them at all, but he sure did, so he's probably noticing them all showing up now. Thanks for hanging out with me for this video here. Looks like I got one made on the day of Sunday. It's only 4:45 right now, and I've only got like 4 more hours that I need to work to finish this up. Thanks to all the 33%ers out there for hanging with me. And thanks to all the channel members out there supporting the channel, supporting the warehouse for the big giant $1 club layout. Like we'll get up there on the next video. I've got some cool things to show about that one. So we will see you next week. I'm Ron with Classic Model Trains. Bye-bye.